So this workout is designed to help you with your shoulder posture, helping you to keep your shoulder blades relaxed back and down. What we're going to do is base it on some Pilates exercises. I'm going to talk to you about the Pilates basics to begin with, and you can do these movements with me. This is really important about how we set up our core and our spinal position. So we're going to lay on our back with heels about hip width apart, shoulder blades relaxed back down. Now in Pilates there are two spinal positions. The first spinal position is neutral spine. That means that you have a natural arch in the lower back, the tailbone is down on the mat, and your pelvis is sitting level. So if you put the heel of the hands on the hip bones, fingertips on the pubic bone, you'll notice that your hands are sitting level. So you can look up, see, are they sitting level? If they're not, just move around a little bit, rocking back and forth through the pelvis till you're in the position with tailbones down, natural arch, and you can see the hands are sitting nice and level. That's your neutral spine position. The second spinal position is imprinted spine. Lower back presses down towards the mat. The tailbone is still down, but you can see that my hands are sitting so that the hip bones are lower than the pubic bone. So if you look up, you'll see that you've got that little incline there. That means your spine is imprinted. So I'm going to go back into neutral spine now, and we're going to talk about Pilates breathing. So every time you inhale through the nose, the ribs expand laterally out into the hands, and then it's a forceful exhale through the mouth. Ribs collapse in and down towards the hip. So in through the nose and forceful out through the mouth. So you might struggle with this a little bit. I used to, being a singer, because you don't want to fill the diaphragm area and fill out around here. You only want to exhale to let the ribs expand, exhale to let the ribs come in and down. Okay, the next thing to think about is T-zone. So your T-zone, you can imagine you've got a T drawn on the front of your pelvis. So you've got a horizontal line going from hip bone to hip bone, straight across. Vertical line going from the pubic bone to meet the horizontal line. The vertical line of the T corresponds with your pelvic floor. The horizontal line corresponds with your transverse abdominis, so the deep abdominal muscles. Every time we inhale, we want to draw the pelvic floor up along the vertical line. The hip bones draw together along the horizontal line, and we flatten down through the lower abdominals. So if you practice doing that on your inhale, so inhale, T-zone, drawing up pelvic floor, hip bones together, and you can feel the area just inside the hip bone. Is it activated? Let go of it, and you'll feel it's more spongy. If you inhale, activate, you could feel that it's sitting flat and activated. Okay, next thing is we want to have the shoulder blades relaxed back down. And you want to have a gentle chin tuck, imagining you've got a tennis ball sitting between the chin and the chest. And that is your Pilates posture and all of your Pilates basics covered. So We're going to come up now to do some stretches. The first one will be a chest stretch. Chest stretch. We have the elbow at 90 degrees against the wall, and you're going to have the front leg, the one furthest from the wall, stepping out in front a little bit. Your shoulder blades are relaxed back down. Inhale, T-zone, and then exhale, leaning into the wall, pressing out, opening the chest. Every time you exhale, you're going to try and turn out a little bit more through that upper body. And that is giving you quite a large stretch through the chest. Next, we're going to go over to the other side. Okay, same thing. Elbow about 90 degrees on the wall, outside leg stepping forward. You inhale, you're thinking about T-zone. Exhale, you're turning further out, away to open the chest. So inhale, T-zone. Exhale, turn out further away. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, turn out further away to make the biggest stretch through the chest. So often, if you're having trouble with rounded shoulders, it'll mean that your chest is tight. So that's why we opened that first. The next thing we're going to do is a kneeling hip flexor stretch. Often the hip flexors are tight. That also makes it hard to lengthen through that upper body. So you want one foot, knee out in line with the hip, other knee under the hip. We're going to tuck the glute under, tilt the pelvis up, and inhale, T-zone. Every time you exhale, you're going to tilt the pelvis up further. So inhale, T-zone, exhaling, tilting the pelvis up further. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, tilting the pelvis up forward. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, tilting the pelvis up. Now then, when you're in that position, every time you exhale, you can also start to draw the knee a little bit further forward, keeping the tilt. That's going to give you an even bigger stretch straight through the hip flexor here. So if you're sitting, for example, in front of a piano or at a desk, your hip flexors are going to be quite tight. So inhale, T-zone, exhale, tilting up, leaning forward a little more. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, tilting up, shoulder blades relaxed back and down. Try not to let the shoulders lift, try and keep them back and down. Then we're going to change sides. So inhale, T-zone, exhale and tuck the pelvis under, tucking the glute under. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, leaning further forward. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, leaning further forward. Increasing that stretch. Don't you lose the stretch in the hip flexor. Don't come so far forward that you lose the tuck. You want to keep the traveling forward and the tuck. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, rib to hip. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, leaning a little further forward. Okay, now we're going to warm up the abdominals to get ready for our other exercises that we'll be doing for your upper back. So, short warm up. We're going to do some leg slides. Neutral spine position, natural arch in the lower back, tailbone down, pelvis sitting level. Shoulder blades relaxed back and down, gentle chin tuck. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, extend the leg out over the floor. Inhale, return. Exhale, extend the other leg out long on the floor. Inhale, return. Exhale, Other leg, extending, not losing contact with the floor. Inhaling to return. Exhale, sliding the leg. Inhale to return. Now, while you're doing these, you want to make sure there is no movement through those lower abdominals at all. If you can feel that the lower abdominals are beginning to move around, rock around, the pelvis is rocking, don't extend the legs out as far. If you feel like you're losing the neutral spine when you extend the leg, don't extend the leg as far. You still want to have the natural arch in the lower back. Exhale to extend. Inhale to return. I'm wearing grippy socks. I shouldn't have done that because it means my foot's not sliding properly. It's a little bumpy. Exhale to extend. Inhale to return. Last one, exhaling to extend. Inhaling to return. Then, still in neutral spine, we're going to do bent knee fallouts. Shoulder blades relaxed back down, gentle chin tuck, feet in line with the hips. So we set our T-zone, then we inhale to lower one leg to the side, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower the other leg to the side, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep going. Check that the pelvis is not moving, that the lower abdominals are not moving at all. It is set solid. You will lift onto the side of the foot a little as the knee drops out. If your lower abdominals are starting to move around, if your pelvis is moving around, don't lower the leg as far down. So to make it easier, you shorten the range, just a very small knee drop. To make it harder, you lower the leg further, but only as far as you can without losing the tight T-zone. Just a couple more. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Okay, I think our abdominals are warmed up now. So, we're going to do our lower trapezius activation 2. So, the legs are long and extended. I'm just checking I'm fully in view. Arms are at 90 degrees. The hands are like stop signs. You're going to have the forehead down on the mat. Now we're going to set the T-zone. We're going to lift the belly button up off the mat, tuck the pubic bone into the mat. So we're going to inhale T-zone, then exhale, slide the shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, returning. Exhale, shoulder blades down and back. Inhale to return. Exhale, shoulder blades down and back, pulling them down and back. Inhale to return. So it's a very, very, very small movement. You want to be activating your lower trapezius. So those are the muscles that are just below the shoulder blades. Your hands won't really be sliding on the mat. It's going to be all about just pulling the shoulder blades back and down. Lifting the belly button off the mat for the inhale T-zone. Pubic bone tucking into the mat. Glutes are relaxed. We'll just do a couple more. Last one. Good. Okay, then we're going to do swan prep. For swan preparation, hands are in that same position. Every time we inhale this time, we're going to be lifting and extending, lifting by using the muscles between the shoulder blades. So, set the T-zone, belly button lifted off mat, pubic bone tucked into mat. We inhale, lifting, eye line looking straight down. Exhale to lower. It's quite a small movement. Inhale to extend. Eye line looking down towards the mat. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Imagine you're pivoting around that point between the shoulder blades. You don't want to feel this one in your lower back at all. It's only using the upper back muscles. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Lift, extend, coming back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Let's do two more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, shoulder blades back and down. Exhale to lower. Okay, so flight is another exercise we can do. Flight 1, we're going to have the forehead down on the mat, lifting up the belly button, pubic bone tucked into the mat. What we're going to do is inhale to lift the arms up, shoulder blades back and down, T-zone tight. And then we're going to exhale, starting to turn, palms up, palms down. Inhaling for a few, exhaling for a few. Inhaling for a few, exhaling for a few. Concentrate on shoulder blades, back, down. You'll also feel your triceps start to work. You might start doing this exercise thinking, oh, I'm not doing very much. But keeping those shoulder blades set back and down, shoulders down away from the ear, belly button lifted, T-zone tight, pubic bone tucked into the mat, glutes relaxed. It's a lot to think about. And you'll start to feel burning in the back of the arms, the triceps. Keep going. Inhaling for a few. Exhaling for a few. Keep the forehead on the mat. Inhaling for a few. Exhaling for a few. And relax. So, all of those exercises are targeting the muscles that are going to help you come out of that rounded posture. Now, a physio exercise that's going to help you activate your lower trapezius. I'm going to show it to you now. I've got the band, so I'll show it to you. So for this one, you can use any sort of band or tubing for this one really. You're going to have the elbows against the wall at about 90 degrees. And what you're going to do is pull the band apart, but you're not actually using your hands to pull the band apart. You're squeezing the lower trapezius muscles, and that is causing you to be able to pull the band apart. So you're activating lower trapezius, allowing you to pull the band apart. Pull it apart, back in, pull it apart, back in. Now you only want to do about 15 of these. I'm not actually counting them. So it's such a small movement. You can see I'm barely moving at all. I don't know if you can see the lower trapezius muscles activating from there. Such a tiny movement. I'm guessing I've done about 10. Have I done about 10? We'll call that 10. Another 5 to go. Squeezing lower trapezius. Whew. And that's it. So now we're just going to do mermaid stretch. It will help you release through the side of the body a little bit. I know that feels good for me after I've done those sorts of exercises. So you've got the foot against the inside of the thigh. The other foot is facing directly out towards the wall, toes pointed out towards the wall. So we're going to inhale to lift the arms, set the T-zone. Exhale, extending out to the side. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, extending out to the side. Inhale, T-zone. Leaning. You can turn the ribs out a little bit as you exhale up towards the ceiling. If you want to make the stretch bigger, you can put the hand on the opposite knee. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale to extend further. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale to extend further. Inhale to lift out of the stretch and relax. Let's change sides. So the foot's going to the inside of the thigh, other foot pointed straight towards the wall. We inhale to lift, shoulder blades back and down. So we don't lift like, oh, and hitch the shoulder up. It's inhale, lifting with the shoulder blade back and down. Exhale to lean. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale to lean further. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale to lean. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale to lean. Bigger stretch, hand to the opposite knee. Inhale, T-zone, exhale. Inhale, T-zone, exhale. Keep going. And then we're going to inhale to lift. And that's a little Pilates-based exercise to help work on the rounded shoulders. So that's kind of a basic one for us to get started with. And I really think you're probably going to need to do this one a couple of times a week for a few weeks before we change it up. Any questions on activation, just shoot them through to me. Good luck with it.